What's good, YouTube? It's your boy P Money. So we had another disturbing, violent crime, this time, once again, in the Tucson Police Department with a 4-year veteran by the name of Ryan Remington, who was in pursuit of a man who was wheelchair bound. Allegedly, he stole a toolbox from Walmart, and he was pursued over to the Lowe's, which was right across the way from the Walmart. And the police, this guy who's running security for the complex, you know what I'm saying? He ends up calling in to the police department, and they send another officer out who happens to be Officer Stephanie Taylor, who they don't really give any information on her and her involvement, even though she was also involved, you know what I'm saying? The focus is solely on Ryan Remington, and he should get the bulk of that, rightfully, but he is not the only one to blame in this situation, in my opinion. Officer Stephanie Taylor should be held accountable as well, because she allowed Officer Ryan Remington to use deadly force in a wheelchair-bound man, you know what I'm saying? The media out here and around, all around, they've picked up on this story. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this, but there's not a lot of details coming out about this guy. I mean, there are some, like his attorney, which was a part of the police union's attorney. I want to say Robert Story or something like that. He's basically saying that this was a justifiable, you know what I'm saying? Because the man had a knife and he couldn't use his taser and all these excuses, you know what I'm saying? I do have a photo coming up shortly that shows the knife that he had allegedly, and I don't know how they can justify this at all, man. As you can see, this is Ryan Remington pursuing this man, and it's clear as day that he's not running. It doesn't look like he's running to me. It looks like he's walking. So obviously this guy's motorized wheelchair is not fast at all. And I guess he was such a threat to them that he had to shoot this man in the back 9 times. You know what I'm saying? And then the articles that have come out since this incident, which was November 30th, have been mostly all to try to prop up this officer. You know what I'm saying? Nothing about the other officer involved, as I said before, and trying to make this guy's killing of this man justified. Now, there are articles that have been out, like there's an expert, and I don't know what he does. I guess he's like a violent crime expert, and he basically stated that this dude was not justified, you know what I'm saying? But then there's other articles out there that I've seen, like Tim Steller's article, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny that, you know, these guys, these media outlets, like their wording and stuff, like he's trying to be like on the side of the police, of course, you know, and that's just proof to be biased when he should just be reporting the news and not adding what he feels about it. You know what I'm saying? That's his job to do that. But this is why these media outlets fail so badly and miserably, you know, because they promote the BS, you know what I'm saying, instead of saying what it really is and living with that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have journalistic integrity. And just like this man, yes, it was justified of him being fired, but I'm still not really hearing very much more about this. You know what I'm saying? Most of the articles that I have seen, they're all mostly copy and pasted from the original article that came out, you know? So there's no new information. So it's been a whole week. There's no pictures of this man's face, him or the other officer, but they have put out the face of Richard Richards, the victim who succumbed to the 9 shots immediately. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like this whole entire situation, and it's just proof that Tucson Police Department deals with negligence. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of negligence that goes on, and there's a lot of people that feel like they can just do what they want to and apply deadly force when they shouldn't be. Now, there is like I said, I want to say in about 40 seconds or so, there's going to be another photo, and it shows you the length of the blade that this guy allegedly is holding. Now, it's kind of pixelated and all that, so it's going to be hard to tell. But with my estimation, that was not going to do nothing to these officers. They're supposed to be well-trained individuals to be able to go ahead and get into close quarter combat with an individual. Like, if they are trying to get physical, you should be able to take this guy down easily. And as you can see, look at that. That looks what? 3 inches, 4 inches max? That's nothing, man. That's like a butter knife. So it's not justified what they did. And both of these officers need to be held accountable. And their accountability should be held and shown as a message to other officers who feel like they should be able to engage in this type of behavior, which is not okay. Yeah, the dude was armed, and you could tell that a lot of this, it's not adding up to me, what they're saying, you know, like how they've portrayed this dude. They're calling him a suspect. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying to make the officer the victim when the officer is the one who murdered this man in cold blood with that little butter knife. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see him hunched over on the right hand side of this picture. He's already dead at that point. You know what I'm saying? He's done right then. I'll have some links to articles that show the video of this insane, heinous act of violence that this police officer displays in the description box that you guys can watch if you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty disgusting display of policemanship, in my opinion, you know, because this type of thing is becoming way too common with these police forces. And they need to start weeding these types of characters out, because they have no business wielding a weapon if they plan on just going right to the weapon. You know what I'm saying? And these guys are supposed to have all this extensive training, but obviously that extensive training is lethal force. You know what I'm saying? Like, we keep seeing it so often. With that other officer, Robert Zalewski, you know what I'm saying? What he went immediately to violence with those old women. You know what I'm saying? It's just disgusting act upon disgusting act. And even the mayor said something about it, but she just had recently a city address, and she didn't even mention it in the city address at all. So it's like, oh, nothing to see here. You know, I just want to speak about everything that's positive going on in Tucson, when there's not a lot. There's some positive things, but there's a lot of unpositive things going on in this city right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's not being addressed properly. And even the mayor's not addressing it properly. So they're just pretty much saying that, well, Officer Ryan Remington, you know, Yeah, I'll say a few words, but I'm not going to do nothing about it, you know? And that's not okay. To me, that's the type of stuff that should make her lose her seat in the office as mayor, in my opinion. And that's just how accountability should be held for these public figures, you know? Like, these dudes are abusing their power on the regular, and there needs to be a wholesale change. Or maybe they really should just consider defunding these police, because like I said, his attorney from the police union is talking garbage, man. The dude murdered this dude. End of discussion. But I don't really have too much else on this one. As the story keeps going, I will keep reporting on it. This is your boy P Money, and I'm off this.